Welcome back. And today it's relationship, and we'll be discussing balancing roles and responsibilities in a relationship. We have Olatunna Ayola, a family life coach, relationship and marriage counselor, who's passionate about helping couples live a fulfilling and enriching intimate life. Great to have you. Welcome.
Thank you very
So,
much.
balancing roles and responsibilities in a relationship, right? Okay, let's get straight to it. What kind of responsibilities are supposed to be there in a relationship involving, okay, now you're talking about an intimate relationship, as it were.
Yes.
All right, so what are the responsibilities that are supposed to be shared amongst these people that you're talking about, that you want to talk about?
All right. So we assume that in intimate relationships, there it takes two to tango. It means that you need to put in the work for the marriage or the relationship to work. And then a relationship will not just work just like that. You have to do things. You have to probably, for instance, as a woman, you have to how do I put it now? You have to love and show that you care about your spouse, for instance. And as a man, you also have to show that. That's a role, that's a responsibility that if you're not, how do I put it? If you're not, what's the word now? If you're not intentional about it, you just coast in your relationship. So there has to be clearly defined roles that that is happening in your intimate relationships, so that your relationship is not just blare and just very boring. And then when we now take it down to marriage, I have a lot of clients that come in for counseling, and the problem that they have is that that's for married people. They have issues with gender roles. Like I hear things like, "Oh, I'm married," and then my spouse thinks that he's a man, and then all he needs to bring to the table is money. That's his only role in the marriage right now. And I'm not feeling fulfilled because it's not emotionally filling up my love tank, right? And then as a man, I hear things like, I give her all the money and that's okay. That's all I think I should be bringing to the table. But the woman feels like he brings the money, but I mean, it doesn't even take care of the children. I mean, helping the children to probably do their homework, their assignments, or even go out to the park to have fun. Every other thing is outsourced to the wife. Then the man takes the easy way out. That's what I hear a lot during counseling, and just brings the money, and then that's all. There's no emotional. He's not playing his emotional role. He's not playing his psychological role. Even his role as a friend in marriage. That's what I hear most of the times during counseling. And meanwhile, a lot of men are like, I feel like my only role should be providing for my family.
So, how do they sort out these sort of issues when they rise up, when they feel, when there is that there's no common ground on what roles each particular party should play? How do they sort this kind of issue?
That's where communication comes in, because there are a lot of assumptions before marriage. You assume some things are like this or that. That's where you have to have real life conversations and then agree. What are you going to be doing? What do you expect? First of all, the expectations. Most of the times where when couples are very upset in marriage is because there are unmet expectations. So first of all, as a man and a woman, clearly define your expectations. Some men feel like a woman should be in the kitchen if it has to do with the house chores. Whether she has a job, a business, a career, she should also be in the kitchen like 247. While some women feel like, I have a job, we can share the responsibilities in the kitchen. Even if you're bringing in the money, I'll still like emotional support with the children. I still like that you maybe take a bath for the children in the mornings. Like, so the woman has a lot of expectations, and the man also has a lot of expectations that are unspoken. That's the problem. They don't speak about these expectations. So the first thing is speak about these expectations. As a man, what do you think, when you were growing up, how did you think a woman should act or behave in marriage, for instance? Then you table it. And then the woman will also go ahead and, tell you things like, you're not meant to be only a provider. I want X, Y, Z. Then find a middle ground, a common ground.
It
What are the
doesn't. It
things?
does not. It doesn't always come this easy.
Well, conversations help. Trust me, communication helps. So in the beginning, it will be hard. So imagine if you're a man and all you know is go to work and just provide the money.
Yeah,
And
because
then
maybe
now
that's
you
how
have to do the
society trained
you have to do
a
dishes.
lot of men.
Yeah, and then now you have to bathe the children. You have to babysit for a while your wife takes a nap, right? It's very strange, but what I usually advise couples to do is to take it one day at a time, right? You can review in a week or in a month, how is it going? It's not going to be perfect. especially the first maybe 6 months to 1 year. But if you're really concerned about your marriage and your relationship and you want this thing to work, right? You want to do better. You want to act on it. So the first time it can be that you probably have never. I've had men that tell you that I don't even know how to beat my children. Yeah, I've had that. They come in for counseling, and I'm like, okay, how about this? Let's start during the weekends when it's not school, Monday to Friday, and you have to rush. How about Saturdays? Stay in the bathroom with your wife, see how she's doing it, and then the next week you start doing it, right? So for women, money is good, amazing, right? But that's not what a woman is looking forward to. Women have a lot of things that they would like to be filled, emotional tanks, right? A man doing the dishes can mean the difference between her saying no at night. Trust me.
Well, now the thing now is this: before marriage, some of these things they should have known this about themselves.
It's
And
hard
probably-
when you're not living together because you don't cohabit together before marriage. When you're married, that's when you now stay in the same space. You share the same space.
But
Before then,
how do you advise against cohabiting? Even if it's for a
absolutely
while?
not, because even at that, it's still the same thing, right? The only difference is you
There's
find
some
out.
things that won't hide if you cohabit. At least for a while before the marriage, because everything cannot. If you're going into a contract or so, as it were, that is supposed to take you for life and is that serious,
Yeah.
shouldn't you have some idea? Isn't it?
Absolutely,
isn't it,
you
jumping
should have an
blind
idea. That's why
is
you
really-
should read. A lot of people go into marriage. I mean, some people have never picked up a book to read about marriage. Some people, because you feel, okay, for my career, I should read about it, take exams. I don't know, before people get married, I'm not sure they take any exams, right? So I'm not sure they do anything, before getting married, apart from the very little premarital counseling. So the first thing is learn more about what you're getting into. You don't have to cohabit to do that. You don't have to, jump the gun, because that's basically jumping the gun.
There are a lot of things you won't know if you don't cohabit.
Absolutely. So that's
It's
the
not- no matter how
beauty
much-
about marriage. When you get into marriage, then you discover, because not everything is gloomy. There are a lot of beautiful things in marriage that you then discover, like, oh my God, I should have gotten married earlier, because it's really beautiful. So I believe that you should prepare for marriage. Prepare, read books, learn. And in Africa as a whole, I see that a lot of people are not very used to therapy, counseling. You can just make up your mind to invest in that before marriage, or even in marriage. It's more important in marriage, so that all these issues that that we encounter, you can navigate them. I mean, we're talking about balancing the roles in relationships. If you have someone to hold your hand while you're navigating this, sometimes some couples tell me, oh my God, it feels so stormy. It feels so, I didn't expect this. I was expecting, just lovey-dovey and all that. But if you prepare that, I will put in the work. The work is going to therapy. The work is reading books. The work is making up your mind that you're going to do the best that you can, and you have an open mind. So imagine the man that comes from a house or a home where the only thing that the father does is give money. It's not wrong, because that's how he was brought up.
He was brought up.
But it's wrong if he continues in that light in marriage. It means he doesn't want his marriage to work. The same thing goes for the woman, right? Okay, if you feel like the only thing that you have to add is maybe taking care of the children. Some men these days, I have people coming to counseling and like, I wouldn't mind 50-50. I mean, the bills are high.
Okay,
right?
we'll pick up from this, because there's quite a lot you have to say about this. Maybe we'll probably have a part 2 on this one.
All
Okay?
right.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much. That's all the time I can take now.